Ever met someone who seems completely unable to take responsibility? They twist every situation, making you the villain and themselves the victim. This, my friend, is a classic sign of narcissistic projection. Imagine a projector casting an image onto a screen. Now swap the projector with a narcissist and the image with their own flaws. That's projection in a nutshell. They see their own negative qualities in you, even if they're nowhere to be found. This isn't just about them being difficult, it's a deep-seated defense mechanism. Narcissists have an incredibly fragile sense of self. They can't handle any blemish on their carefully crafted facade of perfection. So, what do? They project those unwanted parts onto you. It's easier to attack an external enemy than to confront the darkness within. Projection isn't always a dramatic showdown. It can be as simple as a casual conversation where one person subtly shifts the blame onto another. It often plays out in subtle, insidious ways in our everyday interactions. These moments might seem insignificant, but they can have a profound impact on our mental and emotional well-being. Let's say you're dating someone who constantly accuses you of being needy and clingy. They might say things like, "Why are you always so demanding?" or "You never give me any space." You know you give them space, but they insist you're always trying to control them. This can leave you feeling confused and frustrated, questioning your own behavior. The truth? They're the ones terrified of vulnerability and intimacy, so they project their fear of engulfment onto you. Or picture this: you're at work, and a colleague takes credit for your idea. They might say, "It was a team effort," downplaying your contribution. When you confront them, they spin the narrative, claiming you're being insecure and imagining things. This can make you doubt your own perceptions and feel isolated. Sound familiar? That's projection at work. It's a tactic used to deflect responsibility and make you question your reality. They can't handle the guilt of their actions, so they project their own insecurities onto you, making you doubt your reality. These seemingly small interactions can chip away at your self-esteem over time. You might start to feel defeated and question your worth. Remember, projection is a powerful tool narcissists use to maintain control and avoid taking responsibility for their actions. Recognizing it is the first step to protecting yourself and reclaiming your confidence. Let's delve into the psychology behind this manipulative tactic. At its core, projection stems from a place of deep insecurity. Narcissists build their entire identity on a foundation of grandiosity and superiority. This inflated self-image is a defense mechanism, a way to protect themselves from facing their own deep-seated feelings of inadequacy and worthlessness. Think of it like a house of cards. Any acknowledgement of their flaws, any crack in their carefully constructed facade, threatens to bring the whole structure crashing down. To avoid this psychological collapse, they engage in projection, offloading their negative qualities onto others. By projecting their flaws, they maintain the illusion of perfection, at least in their own minds. It's a way to preserve their fragile ego and avoid confronting the painful reality of their own imperfections. Projection is the narcissist's ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card. It allows them to escape accountability and maintain their position of power and control in relationships. When they project their flaws onto you, they effectively shift the blame, turning themselves into the victim and you into the perpetrator. This manipulation tactic can leave you feeling confused, frustrated, and even doubting your own sanity. You start questioning your perceptions, wondering if you're truly the problem. This self-doubt is exactly what the narcissist wants. It keeps you off balance and makes it easier for them to continue their manipulative games. By making you the problem, they don't have to confront their own issues. They can continue to live in their world of distorted reality, where they are always right and everyone else is wrong. Section 5. Real-life projection. Spotting the pattern in relationships. Projection isn't just a theoretical concept, it plays out in very real and often painful ways in our relationships. It's a psychological defense mechanism where individuals attribute their own unwanted feelings, thoughts, or traits onto someone else. This can create a lot of confusion and emotional turmoil, especially when the person being projected onto is unaware of what's happening. Let's say you're in a romantic relationship with someone who constantly accuses you of cheating. These accusations can come out of nowhere and often leave you feeling bewildered and hurt. You've never given them a reason to doubt your fidelity, yet the accusations persist. You find yourself constantly defending your actions and trying to prove your innocence. This could be a classic case of projection. Your partner might be projecting their own fears and insecurities onto you. They might be harboring their own desires to stray or may have a history of infidelity themselves. Instead of dealing with their own guilt, they shift the blame onto you. Instead of confronting their own issues, they project their guilt and insecurity onto you, turning you into the guilty party. This can be incredibly damaging to your self-esteem and trust in the relationship. This pattern can also manifest in friendships. It's not limited to romantic relationships. Imagine you have a friend who constantly criticizes your appearance, making snide remarks about your weight or clothing choices. These comments can be hurtful and make you question your self-worth. It's possible that they're deeply insecure about their own body image and project those insecurities onto you. They might be struggling with their own self-esteem and use criticism as a way to deflect attention from their own issues. Recognizing the signs of projection in your relationships is crucial. It allows you to see the situation more clearly and understand that the issue may not lie with you at all. It allows you to understand the dynamics at play and protect yourself from further emotional manipulation. By setting boundaries and addressing the root cause, you can foster healthier and more honest relationships. Section 6. Recognizing the shadows. Identifying projection in yourself. Before we point fingers, let's take a moment for introspection. Yes, even those of us who aren't narcissists can engage in projection from time to time. It's a normal human defense mechanism, albeit a less than healthy one. Let's say you're feeling insecure about your job performance. You might start seeing a coworker as overly competitive or critical, even if their behavior is perfectly normal. You're projecting your own anxieties onto them. Or perhaps you're struggling with feelings of jealousy in a relationship. Instead of acknowledging those feelings, you might accuse your partner of being overly flirtatious or distant. Recognizing our own capacity for projection is crucial for personal growth. It allows us to take responsibility for our feelings and address them in a healthy way, rather than projecting them onto others. Section 7. Protecting your light. Setting boundaries with projectors. Dealing with someone who constantly projects their issues onto you can be incredibly draining. It's like trying to have a rational conversation with a funhouse mirror. Nothing is ever what it seems. The key to maintaining your sanity and self-esteem is to establish firm boundaries. This means refusing to engage in their distorted reality. When they start making accusations or twisting the narrative, don't take the bait. Calmly and assertively state your reality. I understand you see it that way, but that's not my experience. Don't get sucked into defending yourself or arguing about their perception. Remember, you can't control their behavior, but you can control how you react to it. Sometimes the healthiest choice is to distance yourself from the projector, especially if they're unwilling to acknowledge their behavior or seek help. Section 8. Breaking free. Navigating relationships with narcissists. Navigating relationships with narcissists, especially romantic ones, can feel like navigating a minefield. You're constantly walking on eggshells, trying to avoid triggering their projections and subsequent wrath. It's essential to remember that you can't change a narcissist. You can't love them enough, be understanding enough, or fix them. Your role isn't to be their therapist or savior. Your primary responsibility is to protect your own well-being. If you're in a relationship with a narcissist, seek professional help. A therapist can provide you with the tools and support you need to establish boundaries, protect yourself from further emotional abuse, and make informed decisions about your future. Remember, you deserve to be in relationships where you feel safe, respected, and loved for who you are, not for who someone is projecting you to be. Section 9. The path to healing. Finding peace and moving forward. The aftermath of a relationship with a narcissist can leave you feeling emotionally drained and questioning your own worth. It's a challenging journey, but it's important to acknowledge your feelings and give yourself the grace to heal. Remember, their projections are not a reflection of your character, but rather their own internal struggles. By understanding this, you can begin to separate their issues from your own identity. Healing from narcissistic abuse takes time and effort. It involves rebuilding your sense of self and reclaiming your personal power. Surround yourself with a supportive network of friends, family, or a therapist who can validate your experiences and help you rebuild your self-esteem. Engage in self-care practices that nourish your mind, body, and soul. Whether it's through meditation, exercise, or simply taking time to relax, these activities can help you reconnect with yourself, rediscover your passions, reconnect with your values, and celebrate your strengths. Engaging in activities that bring you joy can be incredibly healing and empowering. Remember, you are worthy of love, respect, and healthy relationships. You deserve to be surrounded by people who appreciate and uplift you. Don't let anyone, especially a narcissist, dim your light. Stand tall and embrace your inner strength.